Jarl Bjorn Haraldsson and his cousin Lord Arne were animated as the Jarl told his cousin all that had happened since he had sent Mikkel and the trader back with the treasures we had taken on our raids in Francia. Their faces and those of their hearthwaru reflected the excitement they felt at the prospect of more treasure now that we had 3 ships. I still felt empty, for any joy of the treasure had gone, taken by the death of my mentor, Gandalva. He had died on our Drekar, and his loss was greater than any treasure we might take. He had begun to teach me, and yet I had much still to learn. I was now the one who would steer our ship, Aegir, and I was a man of importance, but all I wanted was to go home and see my wife and mourn Gandalva. The one good thing about the arrival of Nidhogg, Lord Arne's ship, was that Bjarni, who had come from our home, was able to tell me that my wife had given birth to a son, and that Freya and Leif Leifsson were both healthy. The news eased my mind. The baby had been born a week after I had left, and would now be almost 3 months old. When would I see him? We had worked hard since returning to the island of Navusta, which was now our temporary home. Since the battle, we had been busy making repairs to the ships which had been damaged in the fight with the Franks, but now the ships were ready, and we were enjoying a warm sun, a hot fire, and food and drink taken from the people of this land. We had made this small island our fortress. We had fought and defeated the Franks who lived to the north of us, and destroyed many of their boats and ships. I knew that they would seek to oust us, but I hoped that we would have left before they had enough men and vessels to harm us. We now had 3 ships, and Lord Arne's was fully manned. Odor and Snorri sat with me. Snorri had been Gandalva's brother, and he was the helmsman on the Jarl's ship, Bilgja. Odor Gautisson was the leader of the warriors from our home, Bigstad. Around us were some of the others from Bigstad who mourned Gandalva. For my brother, Birger, this was his first raid, and he had not really known what to expect. There were other young warriors who had been battle virgins. Now they had whetted their swords, and as they had survived, were eager for more glory. Dagfinn and Brynjar were my shield brothers, and we took comfort from that fact. Asbjorn was Odder's friend, but we all had one thing in common. We mourned Gandalva. His death had been a shock, and came so suddenly that I had not had the chance to think about what to do. I had obeyed his last command and taken the helm. The others were fulsome in their praise of me, for they said I had saved their ship and many lives. I had not thought about what I did, but just reacted. I think that if I had thought about the enormity of my responsibility, I might have frozen. Snorri had been quiet since his brother's death. Repairing the ships and advising me had taken his mind off the death, but now that it was clear we would be leaving the place we buried Gandalva, Snorri wanted to know more about his brother's demise.